He's Fred, I'm Jesse, Pig Street Properties.
How you doing?
Today, I'm proud of us this week. You did a good job negotiating files. You got a couple approvals.
Thanks.
But I think what I'm proudest of this week is we successfully contested a value that the bank was trying to jam down our throats.
Right, and we're seeing this more often. We actually had two this week where the bank came back and didn't like the sales price on the contract.
Right, so here's what happens is we list a property and we do our homework to determine what the list price should be and what the market value is, and
Right.
we try to get as close to market value as possible. And then so that it makes the short sale process easier because the bank's able to see that, yeah, this is market value, let's approve it.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while though, how the bank realizes what market value is they send another real estate agent out there to look at the property. That agent may or may not be as good as we are, or may not actually sell homes. They may just only do this type of valuation.
Or may not be familiar with the area.
Yeah, exactly. And so what happened, we had two valuations this week on our short sale properties where the value that the market value the bank had was significantly higher than the value that we thought the property was worth, and,
Right.
and the value of what the buyer thought the property was worth.
Exactly.
Because they wrote an offer.
Right.
And so in the first case, they had a value that was $20,000 over our list price. So they had a value of $175. We put it on the market for $155. Keep in mind, this doesn't make sense. There's no logic involved in this,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes this a little bit easier. Is that it's frustrating, but then when we apply logic to the situation, it can end up in our favor.
Right.
And so this was a home that was not financeable, and somehow they were comparing it to properties that were financeable, and in the end, we were successful in showing the bank that that value was no good.
At least one so far. The second lien holder also did a BPO, and that one came in higher than the first. So we still have that battle to fight, but I'm sure that we'll be able to convince them.
And the main reason I want to bring this up is as you choose a short sale listing agent, ask them this, what happens if the bank approves a value that's higher than our list price or that's higher than our contract price? What are you going to do about it? And the answer should be, we're going to fight it. We're going to justify our value. And, I think a lot of agents just take what the bank says and
Right.
they go to the buyer, and the buyer either overpays, which is, okay. I mean, at least it results in a
sale.
successful conclusion. It's not my buyer, so what do I
Right.
care? But that's not ideal either. And then,
Mhm.
but what's more likely to happen is that buyer walks away,
Right.
and now you're stuck, and now you have a bad value anyway.
Right.
And now you want to go get you're not going to, and so a lot of agents would relist it at that value and sit for 4 months and not get an offer.
Right.
And so we know what we're doing, and we're in Washington State, the bank's in Arizona or Delaware or somewhere else, and so we have to prove to them that we know what we're doing
Right.
and why we price homes the way that we do.
And I mean, it works well for everyone. We received another counteroffer today, another situation where the BPO came in significantly higher than our value. And just as a courtesy, I let the other agent know, hey, this is what happened, and we're in the process of disputing the value. And the response was very positive, and that gives them confidence in us that we can complete the transaction, and it also is going to keep the transaction alive.
Well, and in that situation, just to explain that one, the value came in 20% over value, over our list price.
Right.
And I know that area really well. It happens to be in a floodplain, and it has flooded, and you need flood insurance.
Right.
And so if the BPO agent doesn't know that, then they're going to put that value higher. And once I explained that to the negotiator, they took a look back. They were very resistant at first, but once I explained why whoever does the valuation needs to know that area, and then that got the negotiator to go back and look at previous BPOs, previous valuations, and she saw that every other valuation, there's been 3 or 4 valuations
Right.
done, all of them came in at the value that we are under contract at.
And because of the floodplain situation, this has been under contract a few times, and buyers have gotten concerned about that. And so there definitely is a history to illustrate that we've priced this accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our note today is as you interview short sale listing agents, make sure that they have a strategy for contesting value with the banks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.